Bo Mito and B Nix, Denver Broncos, take down the Washington Commanders 27-26 in a wild game. Obviously, if you watch that game, you know how wild that game was. Woo! Going for 2 instead of 1. This game easily could have ended in a tie. Although the way how Bo Nix and this Broncos offense was playing, I don't know, man. Felt like they were going to march down the field and at least kick a field goal. So, crazy game. Crazy game and a bad night. A really bad night for the Denver Broncos haters. For the Denver Broncos haters and the Bucks haters. Backsballing. You know what Bix looked like today? And I'll talk about this more on Monday. You know who he reminded me of? What I said last year? Oh, like Josh Allen. And you see how that guy's playing right now? You see the throws that he's making, the arm angle. Do you see that touchdown throw that he made falling down? Yeah, exactly. Makes me think of when Patrick Mahomes threw to like a wide open receiver as he was falling down. He goes, "That's the greatest pass I've ever seen in my entire life." And it's just like, all right, let's see what he says about Bix for this one. I can't wait to see what he has to say on Monday about that pass right there. But you know what I really like to see? Because a lot of people think Sean Payne doesn't trust Bo Nix. And it's really funny to hear everyone just make stuff up when they say that, oh, the Eagles don't trust Jalen Hurts. The Broncos don't trust Bo Nix. And you know, everyone just makes stuff up. Okay then, how come in overtime it was 12-yard pass, 12-yard pass, 41-yard pass, 6 YD pass, and then a 5E touchdown run? So you're right. I guess they didn't trust him at that point in the game. They said, "We don't trust you. We got to take the ball out of Bo Nix's hands right now. We don't trust him to make these throws, to make these plays. We don't trust him. We don't trust him." Threw the ball 45 times and only ran the ball 23. I thought Bo Nix played great. Listen, the whole team played great. A lot of big plays. I think the defense played pretty well considering, you know, how this game kind of unfolded. You can't expect a defensive gem every single game. Marcus Mariota, handshake to him. He played really, really well. You know, I just Singleton coming out, making that big stop on Zach Z. You know, Hufanga had that tough PI, but like, you know, I was since obviously this game was coming to an end and I knew, you know, it's overtime and now I got to quickly make a video. I didn't get to like really keep rewinding as much as I would have. Like, I'm just confused if you know, McNichols kind of just came up on him fast and it was kind of a little bit of a scramble drill. Was he trying to time it? Did he think that he was going to keep going back to the ball and then he didn't? Like, I don't really know what happened, or if it was just kind of like, you know, just one of those things that happens. But could have had devastating consequences. Technically he did, but didn't. But then, you know, Benito again, I forget, and now I don't remember who was going to be open. I think it was a running back for the Commanders. As Collinsworth obviously highlighted, as soon as that game ended, I quickly ran and was like, I gotta make a video. So I gotta make a video. So I apologize, but yeah, man, he was hot. Had him. Benito said, "I don't care. You're going to throw the ball right at me and you're not going to get it." Big time play. Big time play. Big time play. Big time play. And as Collinsworth said throughout the broadcast, like, this is a team that can win a Super Bowl. This is a team that can win a Super Bowl. And if you get this version of Bo Nix, which was not perfect, passer rating wasn't through the roof, you know, completion percentage good, but it wasn't like a, you know, an 85% completion percentage game for 400 yards and 10 touchdowns and he ran for 80. Like, but it was just a really high level game. Yes, had a bad interception, no doubt about it. But I think he took care of the ball. He was making big time throws. He felt, do you guys see this? He felt so much more composed and relaxed. It was just, he felt so confident. And this is what happens when you have some time away. Like I told you guys before, your team gets to do a self-audit and you get to really go through and work on things and you get rid of things that work and get rid of things that don't work. Like, you get to really look within, and it's what it feels like really happened with Bo this time around. He was taking a lot of the stuff underneath, which I absolutely love to see. He was smart. He was decisive even when he was trying to extend plays and use his legs and, you know, get a little risque, shall we call it. It still felt contained. It didn't feel, you know, like kind of all over the place. Like he didn't feel like he was just doing it because he was like, well, that's just a young quarterback who's just trying to make a play right now. Like we saw in the Vikings game who, I forget his name right now, unfortunately, but when he went full Will Levis and, you know, intercept the ball, there was moments when Bo just felt like, you know, he's a young quarterback trying to make a play. Things feel like they're happening kind of fast. It was almost kind of like you're watching a movie and there's like a war zone going on and everything's flying all over the place and you're just like, Bo, you gotta slow. You gotta slow down. This felt like he was still moving fast. But it was like, I always talk about controlled chaos. He was just able to kind of like deal with everything that needed to happen. It's reminiscent if you ever watch any like superhero movies or whatever when they try to show you how fast someone's running, like The Flash or what's the guy's name? Quicksilver or whatever the heck it is, where like they're running fast, but like everything else is moving in slow motion. Like that's what Bix felt in this game. He was still moving really fast and still going, but it just felt like it was so much more relaxed. Um, and just in control rather than kind of him being sped up and him feeling kind of like his body is moving faster than his mind. So that's what I was my takeaway from this game, even if they ended up losing, was like, Broncos fans, you should feel better about this game, even if you end up losing this game, because I thought you really saw an elevation of Bonex. This was one of Bex's best games. You know, it really was. I was wildly impressed. But I mean, 64% completion percentage, 321 yards, 1 touchdown, had the 1 interception, only taken 1 sack, 83.5 passer rating. Ran for 16. Got an okay amount of run support. Nothing crazy. Obviously, you got the touchdown runs, but never really felt like you were able to quite rely on the run game in a lot of measurable ways, which is hence why you really only had 23 carries. And even RJ Harvey, who had 35 yards on 13 carries, was based off of one long, and same thing, with McLaughlin, where 14 yards came, out of his 24. So, like, it's just still can't consistently just kind of get those 3 yards, the 4 yards, the 3 yards, the 4 yards, the 5 yards, the 3 yards, the 4 yards. Like, doesn't seem quite there. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Do you see this? Denver Broncos 10-2, 1 seed. Unbeatable. They've won 9 straight, ironically enough. So have the New England Patriots 9 straight. Just wow. Kansas City Chiefs at the 10 seed right now. I don't know if you guys know this, but 10 teams don't make the playoffs per conference. It's not 10. I didn't know if you guys knew that. So this is how the tie and how the tiebreaker is working right now. Like I told you guys before, I can't keep up with all the tiebreakers. Wins tiebreak over New England based on best win percentage in common games. It's like, okay, sure. So that's how that's unfolding right now. And yet for the NFC, it's wins tiebreaker over LA Rams based on best win percentage in conference games. This isn't common games, this is in conference games. I love also because sometimes I'm like, man, I don't know what's exactly going on here. And then since I'm making videos and people always want to tell me how much I know something or how much I don't know anything, I'm always like, I'm a little confused in this moment. Like, what do I say? That's why I love when you see like Greg Olson or like Collinsworth was confused by the what's it called, rule, the intentional grounding. He was like, I guess he threw it too far. And then the TV ref was like, no, that shouldn't have been a cult. Like it's just really funny because like everyone's still always confused with all this stuff right now. But Broncos #1 seed, however you want to get there, that's how it's working right now. Crazy. The Denver Broncos, are they back on top? Have they reclaimed their spot on the throne? Remember when the sky was falling? Do you guys remember that? I remember that. The sky was falling. They were collapsing. They're so bad. I thought Bo Nix was supposed to be great. Whatever happened, they kept winning, but we don't like the way they're winning. They're not that good. They're the most overrated team. This isn't the standings. This isn't the standings. Well, I don't know, man. What do the standings say? I mean, like, I don't know. Like, what does it do here, right? Like, their quarterback's playing great. Their O-line's playing great. Their defense is playing great. Coaching on both sides of the ball are great and established, right? I don't know. I think the Denver Broncos are just a great team, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you want to agree with it or not. I don't know. And I guess the tiebreaker, since they're both 6-2 in the conference, it then now goes over common games. I thought it would have went to divisional games, or your divisional record, which is why I thought New England was going to have it because they're 3-0 and Denver's 2-1. But listen, Denver has a harder schedule than New England, so definitely. So that's what's going to be interesting right now. Because let's take a look at this. So they played the Giants, not a conference game. But then the rest of their games are all conference games. So there you go. But you got the Bills. That should be a tough game. But be an interesting game. The Ravens are going to be playing for their livelihoods right now. Coaches might be getting fired. So that should be a tough game, I suppose, too. It's just a coin flip. Who knows what version of Baltimore Ravens you're getting? And you're getting the Jets and the Dolphins. You know, just not the hardest thing out there. Whereas now the Broncos have the Packers or have the Raiders. Should be a straightforward game. I know last time it wasn't, but it should be this time around. You got the Packers. That's a tough game. You got the Jags. That'll be a tough game. You got the Chiefs. I know Broncos fans are feeling good. I still think the Chiefs still think it's going to be a tough game. Okay, till the Kansas City Chiefs. Then you got the Chargers' final game of the season, who, like I've said before in my Chargers video as well, like who knows how much that game matters. Maybe things are locked up. So that final game is really hard to predict. It might mean nothing for everyone involved, and it might mean everything for everyone involved. Who really knows? But the truth is the Raiders game should be an easy game, but you never know. Packers should be tough. Jags, again, I'm not super high on the Jags. I know they're winning games as well, and they're a top seed as well. I don't know, man. I'm excited to see what that defense looks like against Trevor Lawrence, honestly. So we'll see. That'll be a fun game for sure. But, you know, a big game is still going to come down to Christmas. Kansas City Chiefs, that still is a big game. So first, you know, the number one seed is there obviously in the Broncos' control right now. It does somewhat feel like the Patriots have a little bit easier of a schedule. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens, especially in that Bills game. And Ravens. So, not really much margin of error by any stretch of the imagination. Not room for error. And, you know, you probably are, for the most part, solidified. Although, if you drop to the Jags, that kind of squash a little bit, but, like, you'll, at the very least, should have some wiggle room, too, unless you really start losing games. Lock in at least a 2 seed. And then it's like you got home field until the AFC Championship game, potentially. You know, worst case scenario, which is not a bad place to be. It's what happened with the Eagles, and Eagles ended up having home field the entire way because the Lions got knocked out. So, you know, that's the benefit of that. So, but at the same time, if you drop down to that 2 seed, you could have a tough first round matchup potentially against Buffalo. Like, again, it's hard to predict where this can go right now. So I won't try too hard right now. We'll just leave it at that. It's just right now when I'm looking at this, I still see essentially every option's available right now. So, it's good to stay focused, good to not drop a random game like this on a 2-point conversion, right? Really crucial just to take care of business. And Denver Broncos and Bo Nix did. Shout out to the defense. Shout out to the offense. Shout out to everyone in Denver who's in Washington right now. You did good. You did good. Big time win. We'll talk about it more on Monday. I am out for the night. Thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're all on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.